Hello guys, let us have a quick go through to the solution of problem D of NCode July 2021. The problem's name is Hawkeye's Conundrum. So first let us see the problem statement and understand it properly. Then we will try to devise a solution for it. So let us first read through the first paragraph of the problem. The first paragraph is Hawkeye is given a big task. He is assigned to kill n enemies which are lined up in a row denoted by a string S consisting of lowercase letters. The category of the enemy in the ith position is denoted by a character SI. An array A which consists of 26 elements is also given. So the first paragraph tells you that there is this Marvel character Hawkeye who is assigned to kill n enemies which are lined up in a row. So these enemies are denoted by string S of lowercase characters. These lowercase characters is nothing but alphabets from A to Z, English alphabets from A to Z, and they are of lowercase. The category of the enemy in the ith position is denoted by character SI. So for an example, let's say there is a string ABC, and let's say the first character is A. That means the category of the enemy is A type. That is A type. And for second character it is B, so the enemy type is B, and so on up to end of the string. There is different categories are represented through English alphabets. Let us read the second statement, paragraph. Since Hawkeye is suffering from bad vision, he can only kill enemies that form a continuous substring in the given string, such a way that the enemy which belongs to the category of the ith lowercase character does not appear more than AI times. So first let us understand what a substring is. Let's say there is any string A, B, C, D, and you can choose any sequence of characters which are continuous from any index to any index. So if there is a string A, B, C, D, I can choose A, B, choose A, B, C, I can choose B, C, D. So these are all possible substrings, but I cannot choose A, B, D. The reason is the given string is A, B, C, D, and if I choose A, B, D, I am missing out a letter C from the middle. So I cannot miss anything from the middle. I should take it continuously. So there should be a continuous formation of characters. So that's why that is not a substring. So I hope you understood what a substring is, what a substring means. In such a way that the enemy which belongs to the category of ith lowercase character does not appear more than AI times. This I will make you explain in the input. When we see the input, it will be clear. So let us look through the third paragraph. Help Hawkeye to select maximum possible enemies that can be killed in one go. Formally, find a continuous substring from the given string such that the ith English character does not appear more than AI times the substring, and length of the substring is maximum. So to understand this, there will be a given a string. You have to generate a substring such that its length is as maximum as possible, and also it satisfies this condition formally from here to here. To understand this condition, let us look through the input format of the problem. So in input format, the first line is number of test cases, that is denoted by capital letter T, and the first line of each test case contains an integer n, capital N, which is nothing but the length of the string. So in the second line, they are inputting the string. This string will be of lowercase English alphabets. So lowercase character, that means lowercase English alphabet. The third line of each test case contains an array A of 26 elements, which denotes that the ith English character can be used not more than AI times. So to understand this statement, let us look through the sample input. So let's come down. So let us first look through the first sample input. They're given two test cases, and let us look through the first test case. So they're given the length of the string as 5, and they're given a string A, B, C. They're given a big array of length 26. So let us understand what the condition is. The array indexing starts from 0 to 25, as it is in array the indexing starts from 0. So you have to take indexing 0 as character A in English alphabetical order. So if index 0 denotes A, then you can be evident that index 1 denotes B, and index C denotes 2, index D denotes 3, and it will goes on up to 25. So it will go on up to Z. So you can see the first character, first element or first index of the array denotes A, B, C, and goes on. Every element of the array. So let's see, in the first element of array is 2. That means this 2 is nothing but the number of times you can use A, the character A, in your substring or the substring you're generating. So they have given limit as 2. So you can use 2 characters in your substring. And similarly for B, they are saying you can use at most 1. You can use 1 or less than 1, but not more than 1. Similarly for C, for D, and goes on up to Z. So this is what this array function is. So this array contains all elements, denotes for each character, for each English alphabet, the limit or the number of times that character you can use in the substring you're generating. Now let us go through the sample output. So first of all, you have to give uh, let an integer m as output, that is nothing but maximum length of the substring. Then in the second line, you have to input the substring. So they are in the sample output, they are given the solution for first problem as 4, the length of substring as 4, and the substring as AABC. Now let us see why this is the answer. You can see that the length of the string is 5, and so if not 4, can we take the string as whole as a substring, that is take characters from start to end? No, it's not possible, because if you take 3 times A, then it will fail a condition, because they are told you can use at most 2 times, not more than 2. So here we are, the occurrence of A is becoming 3, so that is not possible. So they have taken substring from index 1 and up to the last. So they have taken A, B, C. Is these 4 characters feasible or satisfying condition? Yes, because we have used A 2 times. Yes, we can use A 2 times. We have used B 1 time. Yes, we can use B 1 time. And we have used C 1 time. Yes, we can use C 1 time. So you cannot find any other solution other than this. This is the maximum possible length you can form, and this is the only substring which is evident to us, that is satisfying our condition. So in this case, you can see that the only substring you can find is AABC. So it is not necessary that you get only one substring. So let's read through the note. You have to find the maximum m. So the m should be as maximum as possible. But if you are finding multiple substrings of length m, which is satisfying the condition, you can print any. So in this case, you can see that there is no other maximum substring you can form. So this case, it is evident there is only one solution. But if you see in the second case, they have given the solution as CCD. Yes, this is a possible substring. But if you look through the string, and if you do see the condition, even substring AACC also satisfies a condition, and that is also of length 4. So you can either output AACC, or you can either output CCD, or if any other possible substring is there of length 4, you can output that. So the only thing, the worry or the concern is that M should be maximum as possible. You cannot take a smaller M. That is the length of the substring. So this is what the problem statement demands you to do. Now let us look how we can devise a solution for this problem. So the problem can be solved by using two pointers, where I will declare two variables I and j, where j keeps the j is a index for the last index of the substring. I will keep check of the first index of the substring. So initially I and j both are at index 0. So for trying to understand the solution, let us take sample input 0 as an example, where the string is AABC, and we have taken an array A that they have given in sample input, not changed anything. So the same thing we have given here, and we have only mentioned till letter D. It's because in the string we have letters from A to C itself. So taking array values from A, B, C, D, it's more than enough for our job to be done. So let's see how we can solve this. First of all, you have to declare an array B, length 26 similar to the length of A, and initialize everything to 0. This arrays function is to keep check of the occurrences of the letters as we keep updating our substring. So let's say if you are adding anything or removing anything, any character from a substring, we have to keep track of the occurrence of that. And with the help of array B, we can see if a condition, if the substring condition is passing or failing. For that, we require an array B of length 26. Initially, nothing is there in a substring, so everything is of 0. I have taken two variables len and max len. Len is used to keep track of the length of the substring and maximum length. So of all the possible substrings, max length will take the maximum out of this, and substring is nothing but it will see with what are the substring forming. So let's start our algorithm. So first of all, try to add character which is at index. So index j is initially at 0, and if we try to add the character at index j, that is a, to a substring. So if we include a to a substring, now substring has length 1, and initially max length was 0, so we can set that to 1 as well. So if we take a first, and we can see now we are the occurrence of a will now change from 0 to 1. Reason because we are including a only once. So if you see, we have included one a and we have updated that in our occurrence array, and you can see that they have told you can use at most 2 a's in your substring. So we have used just one a, so you can see that 1 is less than 2, so you can use 1 a in your substring. So this is a possible substring, the possible substring. So you can form a substring of length a. Now what is our job is to keep on increasing in j and see how much maximum possible substring length we can form. So once j is passed over here, let us increment j to 1 and make j point towards the first index. So if can we include the first index character? Again it is a. If we include again it is a, then a substring now becomes a, and our occurrence now changes to till this condition is passing, because they are told you can use 2 or less than 2. So you have used 2 times a, and they are told you can use 2 a's at most. So this is also possible thing. So again our length, max length also gets updated. Now as our condition passed, we can again try to increment j and see if length 3 substring is possible. So again now we are getting 3 occurrences of a. When you get 3 occurrences of a, so let's update that in b array first, and here substring also changes to a. You can see when we take 3 occurrences of a, the condition fails. It's because they have told you can use maximum 2 a's but not about 2. So naturally this condition fails, so we cannot use substring a in our condition. So what we can do now is we will try to increment I and reduce substring from the start. So once the condition fails, now we can do what we can do is increment I. So when you increment I, your first index character, that is a at 0 index, will get vanished naturally because our substring length is now reduced. So yeah, so your now substring from a now becomes 2 times a. Obviously 2 times a is also possible, and length and max length we no need to change because 3 length was not possible. Again your length and max length is now for 2, and you can see now this condition again passes. Now whenever the condition passes, you can keep on incrementing j. So check on j. Now a b, is it possible? Okay, if we take a b, you can see now the occurrence of a also reduces by 1 because we have removed this a from our substring because we have incremented I. We have moved I forward, so one occurrence of a is reduced. So a's layer length is at 2, and we can see that we are including now b. So b now becomes 1. Can we take at most 1 b in a substring? Yes. As you can see from the input array, you can use one substring. So substring AAB is a new substring, and now you can see the substring length is 3. So we got a new length and new max length as well. So we got a substring length 3 in our case. Now J has only one place to go forward. It will go to the last index, fourth index. And you can see the fourth index, the character is C. Can we include C? Let's see. If we include C, occurrence of C increases to 1. And you can see that you can use C one time as well. So this is also a possible substring. So we'll update our substring. And our length and max length also changes. 4 and max length. Now you can see we cannot move J forward anymore. So that means we have reached to the end of the string. So we can now conclude that whatever answer you have got as of now, the max length and the substring at the max length is maximum substring possible. So you can see after concluding our traversal as J, if we increase J will now cross the limit as we can only traverse J until N. N is nothing but length of the string, which is 5. So our J is at fourth index. When we do 4 plus 1, 5, it fails this condition. So that's why we can see the max length we have got is 4. The string we have got is ABC. So if you try to recollect or recall, you know from the sample output the answer is 4 and ABC. So this is how you can solve the problem easily by taking two pointers and trying to move pointers accordingly and see wherever the condition passes and wherever the condition fails and playing accordingly. So you can see that we are traversing through the array just once. We are not packing back again. So this can be time complexity will be overfine. And space required is only for array B. So we have 26 elements in array B. So we need constant space. It's not variable space because for every case we are taking spaces. We can say of one itself because it is constant. So that's all. Thank you.